there are cases of people eating people, of course. I don't know if you've heard of that before.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's a tradition here.
There's a story. Have you guys ever heard of Armin Meiwes?
I don't think so.
No.
Unless... No.
Is it a cat?
Well,
Because then, yes. If it was a cat, I would say yes, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about a person.
in March of 2001, 42-year-old computer engineer Armin Meiwes had a hankering he just couldn't satiate. So he turned, like so many do, to the internet. So on an online billboard, he posted a simple ad. Some look for love, but what he was looking for was a little bit more. The ad read, looking for a well-built 18 to 30-year-old to be slaughtered and consumed. Now, a number of people actually responded,
Yeah, that's vague.
but eventually backed out.
Yeah, eventually?
Yeah, well, once they figured out that it's like, oh, this is for real, this isn't some cosplay, fun,
Does eventually mean, like, just to be clear.
When he gets the knife out and he starts sharpening it.
When he brings out a shotgun and some A1.
How far do you get?
Even initially, just like being like, are you planning on eating me? Yeah, you are? Never mind, I'm out.
Well, I like how upfront and cool he is about it. Like he let several people. He's not a murderer, right? He's like, look, I only want to eat.
Murderer.
No, only if they want to be murdered. Like he's a consumer.
I'm pretty sure that murder doesn't.
He never pressured anyone to do anything they
Right,
didn't want
he
to
let
do.
several people back out.
Yeah.
Is there like consensual murder? Like, can you just like...
It's a legal gray area.
Also, the great name of like a new up and coming this fall on ABC, Legal Gray Area. That's a good show name.
Of course.
Like Dr. Williams.
Right.
We just don't know where you're going with this.
David Wolf presents.
So then on March 9th, the ad was answered by Burned Brands, who, as chance would have it, was looking for someone to kill and eat him.
Well, sure, right? Because like people go onto dating websites with the furry or furriette, right, or slave master mentality. So sure, this is just one of a myriad sexual fetishes.
Well, and I'm sure there was probably like I wasn't gonna go on the Weird Cannibal website that day, but you know what? I was like I stayed home from work. And
It's
I was like,
kismet.
fuck it.
It warms the heart.
What was the guy's name?
Oh, which one?
The guy who wanted to be eaten.
Burned. B-E-R-N-D.
So right, I was.
His name was Burned?
His name was Burned.
Burned. B-E-R-N-D. They're
All right.
German. They got weird names.
Yeah.
So actually, Armin actually admitted that he had been fantasizing about eating people since the age of 8. So he'd been, waiting to get down on some people meat. So they set up a video camera and filmed the incident for 4 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Now, for Byrne to get into the mood, he swallowed 20 sleeping pills and half a bottle of schnapps.
Holy shit.
He's not worrying about the hangover. He's not worrying about the hangover, so
True.
go for the schnapps.
Like
it's tasty.
over-the-counter sleeping pills. Does
Probably.
it say? Or,
No, I'm sure it was.
like Restall or whatever.
Yeah,
Those German ones, though, like those
They'll
real
get you.
ones. Yeah.
Again, my name is Fritz, right?
Das Sleepensteinen.
It's
Nacht Aid.
Yeah, there you go.
Sleepin's in now!
you're all going to hell.
Schnell sleep.
So what was first on the menu, you ask?
Butthole.
No, you'd think, why not go with the butthole first, just to make it exotic,
I would go like, what are these things? Like
Deltoids?
Your traps?
Deltoids.
This thing
Deltoids
right
is
here.
a shoulder. Oh,
You brace it?
trapezius.
Your traps.
Trapezius.
Oh,
yeah.
Points to Angela.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
points.
you.
Look at that.
I used the pro
Brad Pitt
version.
Fight Club muscles.
People, okay, so my first guess would be people say on like animals, the tenderloin is considered like the most
So
prized
along
part.
whatever
So
the
like
back.
along the back, so like the rhomboids or something like that.
Jesus
Is that like
Christ.
along the
It's a
spine?
But
Yeah,
underneath the working muscles.
Correct.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like that's like
That's the good
or
shit.
the cheeks because everybody
You
says
cut-
the cheeks are
Cheeks
good.
are tough, though.
Cheeks are good.
They're like fatty and like succulent.
You just hung out with this dude for 4 hours drinking schnapps, and then you're gonna cut his cheeks off. Like you want to start with something like lower on the
yeah,
body.
Exactly.
Oh, because there's a reason cheeks taste good.
Are we actually talking about this?
Yeah.
Well, we got Pierce on the table here. We're gonna have to do something with his ass.
Because there's a reason cheeks taste good. You want to go with the ass now? Okay.
I mean, we'll talk about it.
So, all the things you mentioned sound like they would be delicious.
Of course.
I agree that they would be absolutely wonderful, but of course they went with the penis. Went
Why?
straight with
Why?
the penis.
Why is
Straight-
that?
Why wouldn't you? You'd be
Flavor.
crazy not to. It's right there. You're looking at it all day.
Again, going
All day?
the idea for him to immediately go to the penis is again fetishizing.
Okay.
Or he's like a psychosexual.
They're sexualizing the
psychopath,
cannibal
like a
thing,
sexual
right,
psychopath. Yeah, right.
They did have sex before they did this, by the way.
They did?
They did have sex before
Okay.
this.
Oh, well, then
that's-
there you go. Yeah.
That's how they started the
You
evening.
don't have sex with your meat
Was
before
that
you
in
eat
the
that.
So wait. Was that also part of the ad?
No.
I bang you and then I
Bang you, then I eat you. And not in quotes like eat you.
Not even in that order necessarily.
Yes, you can bang me too. Totally cool. Still gonna eat you. Originally, Bernd wanted Armin to bite off his penis, but was unable to. He wasn't able to. He couldn't. He tried, gave it an old college try to gnaw off that weenie, but he couldn't do it.
Wait, was this an erect penis? Like, what was the status?
After 20 sleeping pills and a bottle of schnapps, I'm guessing not.
I'm
and
just
not
wondering.
from personal experience.
I'm just wondering.
So this would be like just a gnawing, right? Like
Yeah,
a dog toy.
Like with molars, like side gnaw?
I would imagine
Like thick raw bacon.
Like when you get like a corgi with the rope toy and they're just like, they're like pulling back.
I would imagine.
Get it, boy. Get it.
I would only hope.
This is rough.
Okay, so he was unable to bite the guy's dick off. So he cut it off with a knife.
At least he put him out of his misery.
What's your facial expression after failing to do something like that? Like, you gotta go get the knife. You're just like, no,
Sorry, dude.
You like put your hands down and go, there are days and there are days.
You can't even get like a good couch for free on Craigslist. Some dude's willing to like give his entire life and body to you to just like whatever, bite my dick off and eat me.
It's so fucking heartbreakingly sad though that this guy would allow himself to be killed.
That would be my question. Like, why? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with the meat? Like, what do you have?
Oh, you think that he's like up to something nefarious
Well,
in letting himself be eaten?
Yeah.
Like,
This'll show him.
Why could he
Slow
not
flyer.
bite the penis off?
Have you ever tried to? It seems like it'd be a little more difficult than one would assume.
Seems like it would be tough.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of work there, you know?
have you ever eaten taffy?
So Armin was describing eating the penis and said he couldn't because it was too chewy. Just little,
Good
it
Lord.
was kind of toothy. That raw penis was a little toothy. So
Again, incisors or molar?
he probably
Yeah.
tried all of them, you know?
You ever had a sugar daddy? I'm talking about the candy.
Yeah, no,
it's,
like I thought it was sugar baby.
It's both.
the babies were the little like droplets, but the sugar daddy was the bar
big-
on
the
the
big
stick.
one?
So
And
we're
that was
actually
like,
eating an entire family.
Sugar
When
baby.
you got a
What was
sugar
a sugar
baby,
mama?
there had to be one. I'm sure you're eating the entire
Probably,
family,
that
you
makes
know?
sense.
Sugar grandma.
So is that dick chewy? Is
Sugar
that,
meemaw.
It's just brittle and falls apart as you eat it.
Exactly. It's like a hard toffee.
dust inside a plastic package?
Just misshapen and wrinkled.
You will always find 5 $1 bills in your wallet later.
All you have left is good memories.
Thanks, sugar meemaw.
Like yellow cellophane wrappers. Ugh.
Don't spend that all in one place.
So, after not being able to chew on that pee-pee, so it's time to truly take a ride into Flavortown. So Armin sauteed the member in a pan with salt and pepper, wine, and garlic.
That was exactly going to be like
Wow.
meat preparation is about technique. You know what I mean? Like,
And this
you
is
can't
where it
just
took
be
it too
like,
far. That right there would have been fine. Then he fried it using some of Byrne's fat.
Wait, did he? So
it's going
did,
overboard. It's
Cut
watching
off-
a lot,
cut
watching
off
a
some
lot of
ass
Bravo,
meat.
a lot of Top Chef, a little too much arugula and shit like that. You know
so
what I mean?
did he saute it with wine? You said
Yes.
White wine or red wine?
I think he was a honky, so I'm guessing it was a Chardonnay.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then like putting ass meat in there with it, like
Dick meat.
Well, but he used some of his own fat. So he used some of
So like ass fat.
Probably
You think,
a
you
little
think it was from the
ass
ass
fat.
fat?
Can you imagine their faces on Iron Chef? The secret ingredient this week is this guy's dick.
And then everyone's got to run up and go get a piece.
Flopping all over the
just running
place.
as they're running away. Who died in 1998? Oh God! Oh God!
At an arm's length.
Okay, so if he used his own ass meat, which we can only assume,
I'm just assuming it was
right?
ass meat. Yeah.
Okay, but a lot of cannibals have said that is a very succulent meat.
If that's the case,
Ass
I'm
meat?
fucked. If that's the case, because
Ass
I'm an
meat, yes.
entire buffet of deliciousness back here, if that's the truth, because...
You got a big ass?
Wrong.
Are you kidding?
A butt
Have
fay.
you seen this
A
thing?
buffet.
What'd you say?
A buffet.
Butt fay.
That's exactly
All
what
you
it
can eat.
Points.
But after sauteing it in the fat, it became too burnt, so he chopped up the penis and fed it to his dog.
Oh,
Cuz, come on.
Was Burns still alive during that? You're like, dude, you're wasting it. Like, come on. Like,
That's why I think
what
he'd
the
already...
fuck?
I think
To
he's
the
gone
dog?
by this time.
Ugh.
And And also, according to court officials, some say that Brand tried to eat his own penis, but was too weakened from blood loss to eat any of his own penis, which is the saddest part of the story, really.
Aww.
He wanted to eat that penis so bad. So after that culinary adventure, Armin drew a bath for Brands, and while he slowly bled out in the bathtub, Armin read a Star Trek book.
Which one?
I don't know, but every account I read mentioned it was a Star Trek book. What a freak.
Like out loud or to himself?
I think just to himself, kicking back. You know, after a long day of penis cooking, you just want to kick back to a Star Trek novel.
Okay, so is this guy in jail, Armin?
Oh, yes.
So that's illegal.
Yeah,
it is.
right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Even in Germany.
Oh, yeah. So the guy didn't go peacefully. He hopped out of the bathtub a few times and passed out and kept on going in and out of consciousness. So Armin finally just ended him with a knife to the neck, took his body, and hung it on a meat hook. That's what you do.
In his apartment?
Yeah. And then he proceeded to eat the body over the course of about 10 months.
10 months?
Yeah, consuming a total of about 44 pounds of long pig, as they call it.
Wait a minute. Did he, salt it? Did he chop it up and freeze it?
He had a freezer with a false bottom.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Well done.
Yeah,
Smart. He did his research.
That's a pro.
Food safety is important when eating people.
Absolutely.
It's like nothing's worse than getting people tummy. It's just like a little bad people tummy. So, he described his first official meal of people as an elegant affair. Quote, I decorated the table with nice candles. I took out my best dinner service and fried a piece of rump steak, a piece from his back, from which and then I made what I call princess potatoes and sprouts.
What are princess potatoes?
I
kind of want to know.
I really want to know. What's this guy's recipe?
They're probably really good, too. That's the problem. It's going to be this awesome potato recipe that we get off a fucking cannibal.
And then you're going to die for some ass.
With dude back ass.
It just pairs perfectly.
After preparing the meal, I ate it.
Right.
The first bite was, of course, very strange. It was a feeling I can't really describe. I had spent over 40 years longing for it, dreaming about it, and now I was getting the feeling that I was actually achieving the perfect interconnection through his flesh.
Gross.
The flesh tastes like pork.
Double gross.
But stronger.
Yeah, so
Strong pork.
all you guys out there eating pork, I have no idea. I haven't eaten pork
It's
in
amazing.
so long.
It's so good.
I had some Sunday.
Not bad.
So you guys are digging this story?
Bacon?
Or?
No, but bacon is so good.
This
And
is
if humans taste like that, God, I'm going to be so horrified.
I feel like if
How am I
you
gonna
salt
find-
and
yeah,
smoke
no.
fatty pieces of people, it would taste like bacon. That's just salt and smoke and technique, dog. That ain't the port.
That's just good science.
Yeah.
And babies are veal. So he was finally apprehended on March 10th, 2002, when an Austrian student tipped off the police after seeing the online ad. So he was deemed fit to stand trial and convicted of manslaughter in 2004 and retried for murder a year later. He was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison in 2006. So,